go ahead and, back from executive session, do I have a motion to approve open enrollments 26-11 and 26-12?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Nick. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Joel. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve supplemental budget 1-2-26.
So moved.
Thank you, Mark. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Joel. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve art custodial account.
So go ahead, Joe. I'll second.
Thank you, Joel. Second, Mark. Discussion?
Explain this one to me, please.
It's a trust and agency account that's just the state changed the name to custodial account, so it's just like a basketball, football, that account. The art department has an account and they're like raising money for their trip and.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions? Conversation? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to change the title director.
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Nick. Discussion?
This was just something that was recommended for our financial part of things.
All in favor say aye.
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 I
All-
would just like to add that's retroactive to July 1st.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve letter of intent to negotiate.
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second.
Second.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Nick. Discussion, we have a letter here dated February 3rd, 2026. Webster Area School Board, with this letter, please consider our formal request to begin the negotiations process for the 2026-2027 fiscal year. The Webster area staff asks you to select dates for actively negotiating, with our preference being on or after April 1st, 2024. This allows the legislative session to conclude while providing both negotiating parties time to prepare. Please contact us at your convenience with a date. Thank you, the Webster area staff.
Well, it'll definitely be after their date,
Yeah, no question.
April 1st, 2024.
2024?
I
Oh,
totally
nice
missed that
catch.
when I read it.
I just looked at that there too. Nice. Well played. Who's your English teacher back in the day?
Mrs. Drake.
Mrs. Draver right now is looking at that kid.
Vanderlyn.
Vanderlyn, and she's going, wow, I really taught that kid how to proofread his papers.
Right.
She's proud of you. I didn't catch it. Nice. Did I say 2024 out loud too?
You did.
Well played.
I thought you just misspoke. I thought you read it wrong.
Listen, first of all, let's go on a little
Let's
tangent.
go.
I don't want to
Come
speak
on.
here, but all right, let's go back here to our dates. Okay, so we've got April 1st, our board meeting then that month is most likely April 13th. And I may need to, I'm coming back late that day. I'm not sure if I'll be here. We may have to move that 13th, but what are you guys looking at here? Haven't we normally done, now prom's at the 17th, correct? Does that make sense? Usually we've done it like the week of the 20th and the 27th. Doesn't that sound right, Lori, for usual dates?
We've just done it all over. Sometimes we've done early April, sometimes we've done late. But Easter's early, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, Easter's the
Early
weekend
April,
of the
so we'll have to
4th.
stay away from that.
Yep.
And then usually we have a meeting first.
We do. I think we should look at, we still have some time yet here to get back to them. Why don't we look at our calendars, folks, and then try to get back to Lori? Is that week of the 27th, is that too late?
Well, I just as soon do it earlier so I don't have to get upset at you again for being late.
You want to do it then the week of the 20th, buddy?
Well, the earlier the better for me, but I mean, the earlier in the month, because
Yeah, I agree.
we're planting with it, probably.
Yeah.
And I think like one year we did it where we met one night and met with them the very next night.
We did, you know,
It is okay, but I mean, we just, well,
Do you wanna come up with a couple?
Do we have
tentative
events going on?
dates?
what's that?
No, 13th is good. The 20th is a K through 6 concert.
So that's out.
Do you want to stay on Mondays?
Well, that's gonna be part of the problem. I mean, Aaron's not here, and I know he needs Mondays.
yeah, but that limits it. Our meeting's the 13th and the 20th is out, that's only the 27th, I guess.
That's,
We need to
That's
talk
too
with
late.
Aaron.
Yeah, that's, I mean,
that's too late.
I,
I'm just as busy as the next guy. You gotta make time for these meetings.
yeah, I just assume be in that week right after our meeting,
Week of the 20th,
the 13th.
week of the 13th.
Well, listen, I mean, when does the legislative session end? Isn't it like March 9th? I mean, we could,
I think we could be in March.
March, we could meet at the end
What
of
is the
March.
last date of the legislature?
I think it's March 9th. And they come back that one day, but they usually don't change anything. We'll know by March 9th.
Oh, yeah.
What am I looking for? I have no idea.
15 days left.
What's that?
There's like 15 days left.
Well, March 9th is our next board meeting too, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Why don't we just table the date until March 9th, and then let's put our heads together. I can find out for sure what time I'm back on the 13th. I just know I'm out that day. And then I can get you a better answer.
We could do it in March, there we got the 16th.
Right.
3 Mondays.
If we had to do it in April though, and then that
Oh,
would still move.
yeah.
Yeah.
16th is cabaret, but the 23rd and 30th are both open, activity-wise.
The last day of the South Dakota legislative session is projected to be Monday, March 30th.
That's just the one day they come back though.
Okay.
Because we should
Yeah,
know
it's
by
the-
March 9th.
It's the 12th, I think. Or
Oh, it
something
is?
like that, 12th or
So,
We're gonna table this, just, I mean, obviously, we're gonna enter into negotiations as to the date. We'll try to get something to the staff here as soon as possible, but right now, we just need a little bit more time for us to get a definite date. Okay? All in favor of entering into negotiations with the staff, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to declare as surplus property.
Old wrestling mats at no value.
Old wrestling mats at no value.
so moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second.
Again,
Thank you, Mark. Discussion?
I think we should just reach out and see if the wrestling club has any interest in them, and if they don't, should we see if Bristol has any interest in them, or?
Bristol
We
does
did.
not. I did reach out to Kara.
Okay,
Yep. She wants kind of the newer style.
sure.
It's just easier. They're in okay shape for, you know, if somebody wants to cut them up and use them for in a basement to practice at home, they'd be good for something like that. Competition wise, they're just not, they're weather checked and
Sure.
they've had a good life. They're 20 years old.
But I would just like to at least reach out to the
Yeah.
Booster Club, make
Yeah.
sure that they know they're available.
Yep, yep.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We're gonna just go ahead and move on now to discussion items. Superintendent report, Dr. Block.
First and foremost, board appreciation. We have some little certificates that we left for you. As I state every year, we appreciate what you guys do. It's a thankless job, probably many times over, and it's a lot busier than what anybody who has never done would ever know. And so it really is a time commitment. It's also a commitment of your energy and your mental state. And so we appreciate what you guys do for our students, for our staff, and overall for our community. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Block.
Thank you.
It was 2 weeks ago, it was National Counselors Week. And so I wanted to recognize our two counselors. Chelsea Larson is our 9 through 12 counselor, and then Tina Norton is our K through 8 counselor. And their jobs, I truly believe, have become more challenging with time and some of the things that we face in society and with young people. So I don't know how we would function without them, I have to be honest. I'm not sure how things would be for our students. They take care of individual students, they take care of group students, they do weekly lessons with different sections of students regarding all kinds of things for coping in life, dealing with things in life. So we appreciate what those two do as well. We just announced today the support staff member of the year for us this year is Bonnie Lutz. She is a middle school paraprofessional for us in the special ed department. And then the teacher of the year is Missy Hortness, first grade teacher. So both are well deserved. They've been working for us for quite some time. They're excellent with the students. And if you see them in action with the students, you'll know why they're great candidates for these two awards. The only thing that I have beyond that is the legislative update, which I don't have a lot in front of me. I know that Nick had provided some correspondence to us as a group last week regarding one particular bill. When I was out there for 2 days last week, there really was not much for educational things going on. Most of the bills that were still live had either something to do with restricting or limiting capital outlay, bond issues, opt-out elections, those types of things. Absolutely nothing, not one comment was ever said regarding the funding. Nobody said anything about the 0%, and nobody said anything about some other mythical possible percent. And so my guess is that's going to be something that's going to be taken care of later in the session. I did read in the news recently that the revenue is up. I can't remember the amount. It's like $20 million across the state or something like that. That is such a minute amount of money when you consider the state budget. But it's still promising to say that it's not as bleak as what they had originally planned. So I have no idea where that's going to go. Had a nice conversation with Nick Fosness. Basically, when I go out there, it's 2 days. We have executive board meeting for the superintendents. We sit and watch things on the floor, and then there's a United Schools group that meets that evening, and then on the Wednesday there's a luncheon for outstanding administrators luncheon, and then later in that evening we meet with your local legislators. So we're District 1, and so Mike Rawl did not show up this year. He was there last year. We had a very nice conversation with him last year. I've corresponded with him a few times via email this year. Manhart did not show up. I have to be honest, and I don't mean to run the guy in the ground publicly, but there just hasn't been a whole lot of communication. I have not reached out to him other than one particular legislative bill this week. No response, but yeah. Some questionable comments regarding whether he's really supporting education is what I would say. So that's all I have, unless you have some questions.
Okay. Anything else for Dr. Block? I just want to say, Dr. Block, and this is one thing I wanted to put out earlier in public comment, but kudos to Nathan Bloom for getting scheduled the Aberdeen Christian doubleheader basketball game this past Saturday. I thought this year is the first year we didn't go to the DAC-12 tournament. As you'll recall, we as the school district decided not to go last year. Nathan said that he could get a game scheduled for our athletes that was going to be more competitive, allow for more of our constituents, patrons to attend the game, and Saturday could not have been a better event. I thought the Webster Armory was full. It always helps when Jen Keller brings in her dance crew. I mean, that always helps fill the gates, but Aberdeen Christian brought over a great crowd. The Webster side, the Aberdeen Christian side was packed, and it was like, as one individual told me, a playoff atmosphere in there. When Jaron McCurry blocked that shot in the middle of the boys' game, you really would have thought we won a state championship, how loud the Armory was. The students were into the game. They've done a fantastic job. I mean, I hope that more of the grade school parents start bringing their kids to the game. That student section has grown this year. Those girls that are cheering on the boys over there are extremely loud and proper and respectful, and I haven't had to see you walk over there once, Dr. Block or Nathan, wants to advise them to simmer down. It was a great event on Saturday, and thanks for you guys for getting that put together, and thanks for everybody in the community that showed up. Come to these games. If you're not there, if you can get away from watching it just on Bearcat TV and you're in town, just come, because it is a great thing for our community. It was a great event on Saturday, and those kids were excellent. So we're going to move on. Mr. Case's.
I do have some notes if you want me to just read.
Is
what
he
has.
actually in the building meeting with that guy
No.
right now?
No.
Is that? Whoa, that guy. All right, we'll have to figure about that. NESC. We'll move on back to Mr. Case. Go with NESC. Anything?
Yeah, NESC, you know, I guess one, there's some staffing changes, so they'll be looking at a new assistant director probably coming up here. That's one of the bigger updates. And the building committee keeps chugging along, asking good questions. They just completed a technology audit too, which might result in some updates there too, but otherwise.
So I did attend a meeting on Monday, and this meeting was called for the superintendents. I think they called it last Tuesday or something. So we knew about it maybe a week's notice. And basically it was to talk about potentially restructuring the way things are set up for the administration. I'll just tell you that our co-op has 24 schools in it, and the majority of the co-ops in South Dakota have 8 to 10 schools. We are almost 3 times the size of the majority of the co-ops in South Dakota. There is a potential that we're probably low on administrative staffing. But what we suggested as superintendents was, as we move forward in getting a new assistant, we probably thought, see how things go with a new candidate in that position, and then make some decisions as to whether we should look at restructuring. And some of the things we talked about is we would have maybe a north area and a south area, and those would be directed by certain people, overseen by an overall director, or possibly splitting the co-op. I'm not in favor of that from the initial part, because my experience with the co-op goes all the way back to Henry to the late 90s. And so, and the co-op has been between 20 and 24 school districts since then. So I think we can make it work. So a lot of conversation about some things. We did tour the building. There's some possibilities of keeping the building, maybe renting a smaller thing, and putting all the supplies out into the member schools if they can find space for the supplies. So there's just lots of conversation about options there.
Is Tim still the assistant director? Or
Tim resigned as the assistant, so he's
Just recently?
Yeah, at the last meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, we meet next Monday.
Okay. Anything else for NESC? Dr. Block, why don't you fill us in on the principal's report from Mr. Case?
Okay. He and I are both working on reviewing candidates for SPED and first grade. And he's got here driver's ed. He said that Nathan could maybe mention something about this. We've got enough students that it justifies having 2 sections, is basically what's happening.
Yep.
And did you guys kind of solicit some possible dates for that?
Yeah, we're actually, it's the first time we've tried this, so we'll see. It's going to be kind of a guinea pig year, but we're thinking maybe March, the middle of March, having a group there. And some of the rationale there is if they're already 14, we can start driving with them, and it speeds up their the time in which they can get their permit. You would have to be in the evenings, of course, so probably 4 to 8 for, we need 30 hours, so about 2 weeks. I know that can't be for everybody if they're in, I know track starts the 23rd, so if they're in varsity track, that wouldn't work, but if they're in junior high, that would be a week later, they'd be fine. So there's some things there, it might limit who we can have, but we had such an overwhelming response. He said in all the years he's been doing it, that's the first time it filled up the first day.
Yeah, it filled up within just a few hours.
We capped it at 25, we had 36 the first day. So we thought, well, there's a need. I did ask Lori, what's this do for the money? Is there, can we make it work financially? And I think we're okay there.
The way the payment structure is set up, it's set up to be self-funded.
Yeah.
So.
But prices before the classes were, what Craig had already talked to me, and we did have to increase prices this year.
Yep.
I meant to say solidify, not solicit. February 23rd is their preschool and kindergarten registration open house. And so we get a little bit more solid numbers for kindergarten, at least what's anticipated. And then he has April 6th, which is a while from now. We have an ice fishing seminar that's going to occur. I think it's in April. I don't think you'll be doing any ice fishing. But anyway, there's a team coming from, I think, Wisconsin. It's a high school fishing team, and they actually bring these two advisors bring students out to this area, and they make a couple trips. They bring them out to do some ice fishing in this area, and then they also will do some seminars or instructional things for schools, the local schools. So that's where this is coming from. That's what he's got.
Dr. Block, on the sped position, are you talking that's the full-time?
That is the one that we actually opened up probably back in January. It's basically for next year to add a 4th certified special ed teacher.
Okay.
And justifiably so. We have 85 students in our child counts, special ed. You go back 20, 25 years, we were in the lower 60s at that time. We have historically been 3 special ed teachers, and then the paras have increased with the needs that we've had increase as well. I think it's necessary. I think it's appropriate.
I would also say as a parent, we really missed pre-K this year. And I hope that that's something we can continue in the future.
Anything else for Dr. Block and for the principal report? Well, with that being said, then the big news of tonight that unfortunately Mr. Case is not here, but Mr. Case graciously advised us here that he is announcing his retirement. Mr. Case is eligible for retirement, and he is going to retire at the end of this year. I just want to say on behalf of the board, thank you to Mr. Case. The number one compliment that I can give him is that he has done a phenomenal job by our students. I truly believe that kids remember their grade school principal, that adults remember their grade school principal. And I think Mr. Case has done a phenomenal job over the past 25 years of working with children. You see him at a basketball game, at a football game, you see him out in the community, you see him on the playground, and it's readily apparent that he has a fantastic relationship with all of the children. Not just some, but truly all of the children. And for that, our district is going to be forever thankful. There's 25 years, a quarter of a century of students that have come through this program that are going to remember Mr. Case as their principal. And I just want to say thank you. Our district is going to miss you, Mr. Case. Huge shoes to replace. You've done a great job, and we're going to miss you. With that being said, Mr. Case told us he still plans on staying in the community. He loves Webster. His family has grown up here. All of his kids have graduated from here. He's got great relationships here, and he's not leaving, but he's just looking for different areas. And so with that being said, again, thank you. And I'd open it up to the rest of the board for comments.
Well, I guess we need a motion.
Well, at the end, I get the motion to accept.
Okay, I'm gonna do that with a couple of, the job that these guys have to do is, needless to say, thankless. So in there certain cases, there is nothing they can do that is right to please everyone. It's a very difficult job, and I don't think all of us realize that sometimes, but, the district is gonna, have some big shoes to fill. He's done a very good job, so I'm gonna reluctantly, make the motion to accept his resignation.
Well, I'll second that motion and just echo everything that Tom and Mark have said. I mean, you know, as a parent, my kids have come through. Craig's just been instrumental in their lives, helping guide them. You see him out in the community, just, he does all the things, they do it right. And it is a tough job. It's, you know, Craig's dealing with elementary age kids, and it can be hard down there, and I think those are going to be big shoes to fill. I think that Craig has done a phenomenal job over the years navigating through all of the situations he's been in there, and like we talked about in the back room, I certainly hope that the good memories outweigh the bad ones, you know, and he isn't leaving because of any issue. I mean, I shouldn't make it sound like that, but it's just it's a demanding job, and it's just come to a point where Craig wants to take the next step, and I encourage him and applaud him and thank him for all of his service. So.
Nick, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, just word of thanks and big congratulations.
And one last person that we have to make sure we recognize that it goes without saying, Carmen's done an amazing job.
Yeah.
You know, we can't forget that being the spouse of a school administrator is not necessarily an easy job. And Carmen has done an amazing job of being active in this community, being seen in this community, being a leader in the community. Just done a fantastic thing. And so we know, Craig, that you're here, but you wouldn't be here without Carmen. And so we'd also like to thank Carmen and his kids, because I think sometimes it might be tough to be a kid of a principal growing up sometimes too in a small
that's
town.
right.
So with that being said, we had the motion by Mark, we had the second by Joel. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you again, Mr. Case, and we wish you the best. With that, we'll move on to buildings and grounds. I think it's primarily our insurance issue right now.
Yeah, I don't
isn't
really
it?
have anything to update you on regarding the demolition. We did have a meeting last week, well, a week ago, Tuesday already. The doors that were originally purchased for the vestibules are usable in the spaces for the north doors for the gymnasium and the music room. I still do not have a formal quote on what we'll see for savings. In our discussions, we felt that west wall, I'm going to say west wall of the building, maybe the east wall when you face it, where the boiler room is, or used to be, we believe that it's necessary to have some sort of a finished product on that. And then when we're looking at the north wall of the precast, it's probably best to put something on there as well, simply because of the insulation factor. Plus there might be some unsightly, you know, even if you painted it, it might not look finished. And so because we're not sure how long it will be, if we decide to build something there in the future, it's probably best to finish it in a nice manner. So that's where they're kind of at with things. I'll get the quote and forward that to you folks for approval once we get it.
Okay. The insurance issue, Lori, do you want to discuss that? It was included in our packet. I mean, the explanation that we received from our agent. I mean, I think, Lori, feel free to chime in if I'm missing anything that you think I should be mentioning here.
I think, I mean, Kim gave us a lot of information there, so, you know, if there's something else you have questions, or, you know, I can certainly ask her to come to the next board meeting.
I think I kind of opened this can of worms, and not a can of worms, but the conversation, and I'm not worried about what they offered us for a deduct. It's simple, it's square footage, cost per square foot, and a rate per thousand for insurance costs. So to me, that's kind of immaterial. I just thought there may potentially be an opportunity to raise our valuation for free and not have it affect the cost per thousand. And what I'm kind of getting from her explanation is that maybe school buildings and public infrastructure is a little bit different than private buildings and, you know, private entities. So I guess I kind of got my questions answered through this email. Might not be what I wanted to hear, but.
And I think like the paragraph right from the, not the bottom one, but the next one up regarding, I mean, it says, that's probably be a likely no.
Where I'm going with this, you know, is if they say this, and I don't even know what the number is, but let's just say it's worth 40 million and something comes through here and wipes it out, and it costs 60 to replace it, we're only gonna get 80% of the 40, right? So that's where I looked if there was an opportunity to raise the valuation without raising rates. You take that opportunity.
I see what you were looking at, but I don't think there is that opportunity. But also, if we have a loss, it's gonna be a loss. We carry insurance to cover hopefully the greatest portion of it. But we're not gonna replace this building for what we can insure it for.
And I don't think we would replace the building even like this too. I mean, it would be
That's
something completely different design. Because we've got how many different buildings here? You know, you got the elementary school from 1970, you have the middle, the 1990s wing, you got the 2000s, then you got the 2010. I mean, we've got 4 or 5 different years now that we're still working with, or time frames.
So I'm good with it.
I'm good. I mean, Joel, thanks for bringing it up. I mean, it's good to talk about.
And I think from
Ask
the,
the questions.
yeah, I think from the district's perspective, this is a good conversation that we're having. I mean, we're trying to make sure that we're maximizing any advantages, any financial issues for the school, and we're making sure that we do our due diligence rather than just checking the block. And so I think it's good that you brought it up, Joel. I think it's a fantastic conversation to have. I think I'm good with proceeding. Do we need an action item then on it, Lori, or are we good with just, I can't remember if it was from last month, we needed something on that.
No, I think just so we're all aware of what's going on, and then, yeah, I think we're
Okay.
good.
All right, anything else for buildings and grounds?
Well, this is maybe a buildings and grounds or public comment, but you know, in our packet, we got our profile sheet. And I just thought we should just talk about that for a minute. You know, one of the things I was really encouraged to see is our ACT scores went up considerably this year, from a 19.7 last year to 22.9 this year. That's a good jump. And 24 students tested last year, 25 this year. So comparable amount of students testing, and for our scores to go up like that, I think that's a big deal. You know, our fund balances are down just a little bit. And then the big thing that we all get hit about in the community is our tax valuations. And our district valuation went from 798 million to 854 million, and 2%, or our agricultural ground went up 2%, while our owner occupied and other non-ag each went down 1%. So I thought that was interesting. The ag land holds 46% of our district's valuation.
bottom line is, you hit the nail on the head. It really comes about, again, our job here is to take care of the students. That's our number one job, and to make sure they get one shot at as somebody once told me, a free education. Nothing's free, but they don't have to pay for that education except with their taxpayer dollars. And our students are doing very well. You look at where they're going with the 4-year degrees, you look at what they're doing with the 2-year degrees. Heck, you even look at a few that are choosing to enter right into the workforce. I think we have students coming out of Webster that are well prepared, and that is our absolute number one job. So to that, to the staff and the administration, I'd say thank you. Anything else? Other than Mr. Case did pop back in. So Craig, you missed it. You did a great job of stepping out while we had a nice time to talk about
I'm
you.
sure I had that scheduled about a whole month ago before you guys changed the board meeting time. I don't know who did. It's probably Lloyd.
But you'll have to go back and watch it on Bearcats TV. But Craig,
Okay.
thanks a million. I mean, we really do appreciate you. We're gonna miss you, and don't get it wrong. We've got a lot of questions for you, because filling your shoes is not gonna be an easy answer. We know that.
Oh, no. But like I had told you guys, told Dr. Block, my wife and I really love it in Webster. Webster has been awesome to us. We've raised all of our kids here. We don't plan to move, we plan to stay here. Am I gonna stop working? No, it's just turn the page type of thing, so I'll be finding something else to do. And I have CDL, I like driving bus, so I'll probably be driving bus a little bit more.
Hey, I can help you with that CDL thing.
Oh, I'm sure you can. Just don't keep me too busy. I want to do a little more hunting and fishing. But yeah, school board, appreciate all the school boards that date all the way back to 2000. Many staff members, it's been great working with staff members. The camaraderie that I've had with them and speaking with them and watching their families grow. And of course, the kids are the number one thing that really gets me up in the morning and gets me to school, and you see the smiles on their faces, and I still get hugs nowadays and out at recess, and I will miss a lot of things. And the other thing is, I met so many families, and met so many kids that have grown up here and gone through the school, like Nick. And now you guys have kids, and a lot of the families a lot of people that have grown up, gone to school here, and raising a family here. It's just fun to see that. Time flies, had a lot of fun. Like I said, Webster is great. When I date back to when this job came open, it was my first administration job, and the only job I was happy it was in Webster. Why? Because the outdoors, I love to hunt and fish, and learned that the education system was great. And it was great to be a part of it, watch it grow, progress. Like Nick said, we had that windstorm, and I made sure we got trees planted. There's a lot of trees out there because being a Minnesotan, I love trees, and I think all the trees out there were I made sure they were planted. But the other thing too, the community of Webster, the businesses, whenever we ask for money, the community has supported us wholeheartedly, and it's an awesome community. And I have friends that come out here hunting and fishing. I have family that come out here, and my oldest son just had friends back a couple weeks ago fishing, and they said, Webster is just a unique community. We love coming back here. It's fun. So it's kind of a yearly fishing thing that my son has with his group. And my other son now, next week, has a fishing group coming up, and they're gonna enjoy Webster also, just like the older group. Many fond memories of the school, and I will really miss it.
Thanks, Craig. We're gonna miss you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, with that being said, we're gonna have a little bit of executive session here tonight. So could I have a motion to move into executive session for personnel
So
and
moved.
admin evaluations. Thank you, Nick. Second?